Good morning, children. Okay, let's start with chemical reactions. As you all know, what is a chemical reaction? Chemical reaction simply involves rearrangement of atoms. Okay, what it involves? Rearrangement of atoms. In order to rearrange themselves in a chemical reaction, they need two important things. One, breaking of old bonds. Okay, breaking of old bonds. I hope you all know what are bonds. Bond is the force of attraction. Okay, and the second thing is making of new bonds. So in chemical reaction what happens? Atoms rearrange themselves. पहले वो जिस form में थे, for example if we take H2, initially H2 is in the form of a gas. It is attached with another atom of H. Okay, so to convert into a product, to take part in a reaction, it needs to break its old bonds. I hope you all are getting it. Second is making of new bonds. Okay, so if the old bond breaks, they need to form a new bond. Okay, so see, we'll take simple example. H2 plus O2, they form H2O. If you see this reaction, as you know, you need to balance each and every reaction as soon as you write it. Okay, as you see, hydrogen initially was bonded with hydrogen atom, another hydrogen atom. Oxygen initially was bonded with another oxygen atom. If you will see, H is bonded with H. In this, oxygen is bonded with another atom of oxygen. But when they form water, when they form a product, hydrogen is bonded with oxygen and the second hydrogen is again bonded with oxygen. Now this is the old bond, this is the old bond, and these are the new bonds. Okay, I hope you all are getting it. Chemical reaction. Now see what happens in a chemical reaction. During a chemical reaction, the energy can be given out in the form of heat, light or sound. Okay, either in a chemical reaction energy can be given out or energy can be absorbed. Okay, so now see, when the energy is given out, when the energy exits from the reaction, and if that energy is heat energy, we call it as exo from this exit, and thermic. You all know that another word for heat is therm. Okay, plus therm. Therm means heat. So those reactions which gives out heat energy or energy are called as exothermic reactions. Okay, in the same way, the reaction with which absorbs means the energy enters in that reaction. Okay, they need energy to rearrange the atoms. Enter plus in the form of heat. Enter, endo. Heat means thermic. These reaction which absorbs, which needs energy, which can't take place by themselves, they need some initial force, initial energy, are called as endothermic reactions. Okay, now exothermic reactions, they take place by themselves. Okay, they are spontaneous reaction. They don't need a little push. They will occur by themselves. whereas endothermic reaction needs energy to initiate. Okay? Now we'll see certain examples, some examples of endothermic reactions and exothermic reactions. As you all know, exothermic reactions are the reaction which gives out heat during the reaction. Okay? Now see, if you burn something, something means any fuel. Suppose if you are burning coal, burning means you are reacting it with oxygen. Okay? When you are burning coal, you will get carbon dioxide because coal consists of 98% carbon. Okay, a pure coal consists of 98% carbon. So the major component in coal is carbon. That's why we write C, and it is in solid form. So this S goes for the solid form. When it reacts with O2, when carbon reacts with O2, it will give carbon dioxide along with this. There is a burning taking place. So you will see heat plus light. Yes, you all might have seen this. When the coal burns, it produces heat and light. As on the product side, it is producing heat and light. We all know that it is exothermic reaction because the heat, it is giving out heat. Okay? So this is the first example of exothermic reaction. Now let's take second example of exothermic reaction. Decomposition of vegetables in a compost is an exothermic reaction. When the vegetable or basically all the food substance, when they decompose, they gives out heat energy. Okay, so all these reaction falls in the category of exothermic reaction. Very important reaction which falls in this category is respiration. As you know, respiration consists of two things. First, breathing, exhaling and inhaling of gases. Okay, so first is plus inhalation of gases. Okay, exchange of gases. Second is breaking down of food. Breaking down of food to release energy. Okay, so these two processes consist respiration, as you might have studied in your biology lectures. Now see what happens in respiration. We take in oxygen, okay, and during the process of digestion, your food is converted into the simplest form. Okay, so let's, what is the nutrient, what is the component which produce energy? You all know it is glucose. Okay, so glucose is responsible for energy in our body. So when this oxygen reacts with glucose, you all might know the formula of glucose, it's C6H12O6. When it reacts with oxygen, it will give you carbon dioxide plus this carbon. When it reacts with oxygen, it will give carbon dioxide. Hydrogen, when reacts with oxygen, it will produce water, and oxygen is like same, so they won't react. Okay, apart from this, it will give you energy. Okay, that's why whenever you need energy, instantaneous energy, we take glucose. Okay, otherwise our digestion is a long process. For instant energy, you need glucose, and that's why when we are sick, the first thing a doctor do is they give you glucose, okay, through your veins. Okay, so see what happens. The energy is released in this process. In the process of respiration, energy is released, energy is given out. That's why it's an example of exothermic reaction. Okay, so these three are main example of exothermic reaction. Now let us see at endothermic reactions. I hope you all are making notes of it, and if not, you can rewind the video and make the notes. Now we'll see endothermic reaction. Okay, now endothermic reaction needs energy to produce something. Okay, they can't start by themselves. We'll take a very famous example, photosynthesis. What happens in photosynthesis? As you might be studying it since 5th or 4th class, sunlight is required. Without light or without sunlight, photosynthesis can't take place. Okay, so it needs a form of energy to produce something. Okay, so see what happens in photosynthesis. A plant takes in carbon dioxide and water in the presence of chlorophyll and sunlight. So you are giving the energy in the form of sunlight. It is absorbing the energy in the form of sunlight. Okay, so it will produce glucose plus water plus oxygen. I hope it's understood. Okay, so it is absorbing the energy. That's why this is an example of endothermic reaction. In the next video, we'll be dealing with types of chemical reaction. Okay, and there we'll encounter many reactions related to endothermic reaction. Have a nice day.